Aloha and welcome to Grade 5, Module 6, Lesson 5, Identify Properties of Horizontal and Vertical Lines. And hopefully you remember, horizontal is across, just like when you're watching the sun rise or set across the horizon. And vertical is up and down, like when you're practicing your vertical jump in basketball. Okay, so we're going to look at properties of horizontal and vertical lines on our coordinate planes, right? Okay, so let's check out some points here on our grid. And if C is at 8, 5, I'll give you the coordinates for C, 8, 5. What do you know about D? And for that matter, what do you know about A and B as well? Do you see that they all have the same y coordinate, right? So they are all collinear. They are on a line together. Together, linear line. And they are both all on that line, so that means they're sharing the same y, right? They're all at 5, but they're going to have different x's, right? Like D would be 9, 5, A would be 2, 5, and B would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Yes? Okay. So we're identifying properties of horizontal and vertical lines, and hopefully you remember this one is horizontal, right? Okay, very good. Let's go to our next page. And in your book, you have a page that kind of looks like this. It says version 1 on the top, and then there's another page that says version 2. If you're in class, you could do this in class with your teacher and your classmates, but I'm just going to do it here so you can see what it's like. We're going to plot these points, the black ones, and then we're going to plot the green ones. So version 1 are the black ones and version 2 are the green ones. All right. So 4, 7, please plot either ahead of me or with me, right? Let's get these numbers plotted, these ordered pairs, right? These coordinates. So 4, 7, remember your 4 is going to be your x and your x is going across, right? Across. So 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4. And then up 7, across, and up. So there's my first coordinate, right? Okay. And I don't really have letters for these, but when you don't have letters, you can also just put the ordered pair right there, 4, 7. Okay. And then 4, 10, across 4 again. And now we're going up to 10. 4, 10. 4, 0. 4, 0, not going anywhere, right? Just staying down here. Kind of think of it as an elevator. 4 would be at 4, but I'm not going up any floors. I'm staying at 0. And then 4, 1. 4, 1. It's going to be right above my 4, 0. And then 4, 4. 4, 4. Okay, if you don't have those plotted, you might want to pause me and get those plotted. And that is on one page, right? I'm going to do them both on the same page. Up to you or your teacher how you want to do those. Let's look at our green coordinates. 2, 7. So across 2 and up 7. 2, 7. 4, 7, it's the same, 4, 7, already have it plotted, right? Okay, 0, 7, 0, 7, right? You have to really pay attention and make sure that you are x coordinate, moving left or right, it's 0, so I'm staying there, and I'm going up 7, y coordinate, right? And 10, 7, across 10, and up 7, and 9, 7, across 9, and up 7. Okay, very good. Now we can look at our two sets of points and we might notice some things there, right? We might notice that our points in version 1 are collinear, okay? Definitely a word that we are working on in this lesson, collinear, meaning lying on the same line, and we can draw a line straight through those, and a line has an arrow on either side. So I'm going to even go a little bit below just to get that arrow on there, and we are going to name this vertical line. We are going to name it M. And when we name lines, there's two different ways to name lines. One is with a script letter. Another one is by 2 points that are on it. So if we had this as point A and this as point B, any 2 points that are on your line, you can name, you just put a little line symbol and the 2 points that are on the line, like that. Okay, so there's 2 different ways to name a line. So we're going to call this line M. Sorry, you could also call it line AB. What do the ordered pairs for these points have in common? What are you noticing about all of these points? They're all still listed over here. You notice that they all have the x of 4, right? They all have x of 4, the same x coordinate. And we could put other points on here because this line includes all of the points that are there. So we could have 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, 5, 4, 6, 4, 8, 4, 9, every point that's there, right? Does M ever intersect? Does it ever intersect? Does it ever connect with or cross the y-axis? Does it ever intersect the y-axis? Here's the y-axis. No, it never intersects the y-axis. And we know it because every point on this M or AB line is 4 away from the y-axis, right? It's x of 4, so it's 4 away from the y-axis. And what do you know about 2 lines that go on forever and never intersect? Do you know what that's called? That is called parallel, right? They go on forever and they never intersect. Parallel. And this word has 3 L's in it. And all 3 L's, but especially these 2, are kind of like railroad tracks. And if you've ever looked at railroad tracks, they are going to go on forever and never touch. They're exactly the same width apart, just like my L's. If I made them a little bit straighter, right, they're going to go on forever and never cross. So our y-axis and our line M are kind of like those railroad tracks. They are never going to cross. They are parallel, right? Okay. What lines are parallel to line M? The y-axis and every other vertical line. If you look at our grid, all of these vertical lines in the grid, they are all parallel to line M. Okay, if lines are parallel, then we can determine the distance between them by choosing any point on one line and finding the shortest distance between that point and the other line. So to find the distance from line M to the y-axis, we need to find the shortest distance between point M. So we could look at 4, 7 and the y-axis. The shortest distance is this horizontal distance right here, and we know that it is 4 units, right? 4 units, because they're all x of 4, so 4 units away. What kind of angle is formed at the intersection of line M and the x-axis? So what kind of angle is this? Line M and the x-axis. If you're saying that's a right angle, you are exactly correct. A right angle. And it's like that, right? And there's a little box sometimes in a right angle, and that is 90 degrees. A right angle is 90 degrees, like the corner of any square, the corner, right? This is a square corner. Very good. And what do we call two lines that intersect, that form right angles? That is called perpendicular. Perpendicular. Perpendicular lines, they are the ones that are going to meet and form right angles. Okay? So we have perpendicular lines. And what lines are perpendicular to line M? The x-axis and every horizontal line, right? If we look at our grid paper, we see every horizontal line is going to be perpendicular to line M. Okay? And I'll see you in the next video. We're going to continue talking about relationships between lines on coordinate grids. All right? Thanks so much. Aloha.